fancy seeing you here. It's Angela. Welcome back to my channel, and I'm here to bring you yet another little video to keep you entertained this weekend. Alright, so we're back in the reference journal for our exciting envelopes. So I hope that you've been keeping up and you've completed exciting envelope 1. So just to have a look inside our little reference journal, we did this last time, this little one, exciting envelope 1. And I will have the playlist linked in the description box just below this video for you to catch up with any of the videos that we put together for this reference journal. All right, so we've got our little exciting envelope there. We've got the little tag with all the details that we have written on that. And that is our very first one. So now we're going to do number 2. So here it is. Here's exciting envelope 2. I love the color palette I've used here. And I'm going to just, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it out of the file quickly, the binder. It'll be less bulky around my area here. All right, so I've got number 2 and I've labeled it with the labels. And then I've got a little breakdown of what we've done there, which I'll get to in a minute. But just to share with you what number 2 looks like, we've taken, I'll show you, I've taken a mailer, just a mailer with a window. It doesn't matter what the size of the window is, we do cover up some of it. So I've just taken one of my used mailers, and that's what we're going to use today, and I'll go through the other things. So I've folded it in half, and this would go into your journal in one of the signatures. So you would have things either side of it there possibly, and use it like that. So that's the way I would use it. So let's just have a look quickly, a little tour of what I've done here. So I've put a little pocket on the front here, which was different from my original one. And I've just made a little tag with some of the little scraps and those florals from my digital fussy cut florals. And I've just put that on there like that. So that's just bits from what I've been working with for this. And then one of these Tracy Fox little labels. I think that's Tracy Fox label. All right, so that goes in there. Some of my digital old typewriter digital there, again another Tracy Fox label, and this beautiful image here is another one of those fussy cuts from my kit. And I love these mauves and purples in here in this kit, and it worked perfectly because I've used the Amongst the Wildflowers kit, which is one of my all-time favorites from my porch prints. All right, so we've got that there. That's the start. And then on the side here, I've just made a little card with those beautiful botanicals from that. I think this is, see, it helps to have it written down, Botanical Wildflowers kit. So she's got the 2, Botanical Wildflowers and Amongst the Wildflowers. They work perfectly together. So that's that, and I'll talk you through how I did that. So that goes into this little pocket over here. All right, so that goes in there. Get in. Like that, and then you open that up, and we've got this beautiful image. I just love this. I couldn't bring myself to stick anything on there. I just loved looking at all these colors, and the script in this image here is just fantastic. So I love that. Then I've got a little glassine envelope that I've used here, wrapped some of my paper that was left over around, used some of my Avril yarn over here, and I've made a little tag with one of the bits from the kit, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I've stuck on a Tracy label over there, so that goes in there. And then over here I've stuck in, because it is wildflowers, used another one of those digital fussy cuts from my kit, because they seem to work so beautifully with this kit. So I love that. All right, so that's what we got on the inside. Oh, and then let's turn it over. We've got our window envelope over here. And we've got a tag, again, really easy to make these tags like that. You can write on the back there, and that goes into this window envelope over here. Got this fussy cut die. I got this from Teresa. Thank you, Teresa. These are absolutely stunning. It's a Tim Holtz die cut, so I'll give you the details for that. A little butterfly, and I think this is from chapter 1, one of their shabby purple kits. One of my little sentiments there from my typed up kit, a Tracy Fox label, and scraps and things over there. All right, so this just fits into the top like that. And there you have it. All right, so that's what we're going to make today. All right, so this is easy for beginners to do as well. So follow along and let's get to it. I'm sure you're going to thoroughly enjoy it. Now, just on the back of a page scrap, and I've made it into a tag, just so that you know, I write down the details here for me, so that when I want to make one of these again for another journal project, I've got my information here. So that's why I do that. You could also write it on your page as well, so that's up to you. All right, so as I said, I'm using My Porch Prints Amongst the Wildflowers. This bit over here comes from Artie Mays. It's one of my scraps. It's collage 2, I think. I'm using my fussy cut flowers, which I'm loving at the moment. They're in my Etsy store if you want to have a look. We're using a mailer for the envelope. I have made a pocket here with my templates from Templates 2, which was so easy, and I'll show you how I did that. Using my type font words because I'm loving that vintage look, and that is a genuine vintage typewriter. The tags, this one here I made from handmade paper, and I'm using the scraps, but the ones over here come from the Botanical Wildflower Kit. All right, so I'll talk you through those in a minute. And then the labels are Tracy Fox labels, so that gives me the details to help me remember what I've done, and then I just slide that in the back there and put this in here. But I'm going to just keep this out for the moment so that I can remember, jog my memory when it comes to putting it all together. All right, so that's what we're going to make today, and I love making those. I love using mailers. It's one of my all-time favorite things to do. Right, so we're going to use a mailer. So here it is. So something, whatever mailer you have, just giving you rough measurements here, but of course whatever comes in the post is going to work. All right, so don't get too hung up on that. If you do want it a specific side, remember you can trim your mailer if it's too big. If it doesn't have a window, you can put a window in. All right, so that's not a problem. Just draw the shape you want with a pencil and a ruler, cut across in the middle just to be able to get your scissors in, or make a little punch a hole just so that you can get your scissors and cut around it. All right, so don't be worrying about not having things. If you don't have a mailer, just take 2 sheets of copy paper and make these measurements, and there you go. All right, so there are lots of options, guys. On the measurement of this mailer, I have 9.5 inches across and 6.5 inches down. All right, that equates to approximately 24 centimeters in width and 16 centimeters in length or depth, or however you want to look at it. All right, so that's what I'm using, and I have collect loads of these. I must have a pack like this. All right, so if I squeeze them, I love my envelopes. Now I've just stuck a bit of masking tape there just because I had a little bit of a tear. So if you've got a problem with you know, the family not opening the post the way you like it, and just take your masking tape and do a little bit of a medical job on your envelope. All right, so that's what I did there. Yeah, somebody didn't open this one to my liking. Right, so I do fold it in half, so we do that. You see, I had to do it on the back as well, so this has had medical treatment beforehand. All right, so you can't go wrong with masking tape. It's an answer to many things. Right, so let's get started. The first thing I did was, what was the first thing I did? I used scraps. No, let's start on the, no, on this side. Yeah, let's start on that side. I put a little bit of a patchwork together here, like on that side there. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to leave that up there to remind me, because I've done the similar kind of thing. I've pulled out these pieces because I didn't want to waste loads of time trying to think it through. All right, so I will be honest, I have tried to get this ready as much as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that piece pretty much there. And I've just torn these out by hand. I haven't used a ruler or anything like that. I really have just done this by hand. We're going to stick this over there. So let's get sticking. All right, so this one will be first. Now the only thing I want to do is just maybe do that here and there. But I did take my glue stick. I didn't use a fancy thing. So I'm just going to turn that over and I'm going to just do it. I almost went and turned my audiobook on while I'm talking to you. It's just habits, you know. Have you ever had those moments where you go and do the normal thing and then I realize, no, you can't do that now. You're doing a video. I do love my audiobooks. Yeah, what am I like? All right, so we're just going to get this together here, and I really loved sticking all these bits down. And you can take any scraps that you have, get a couple together, just see how they can combine in the color choices that you're making, and then just tear it out as you go. I had already done this with the first one, so it was pretty easy for me to see what I wanted to do, so I just duplicated it as best I could. You'll never be precise, but you know, best that I could. And I'm not too worried about it not being exactly all over the place. I am going to have to do a bit of trimming in a minute, so I am just trying to get these down the best I can. I just get that one up a bit because I just remembered this one's got to go down at the top there. So with glue stick, it's forgiving, so you know you haven't quite got it where it needs to be. You can just lift it up. That's why I'm avoiding the art glitter glue today for this. All right, so we've got that there like that, and then I had a bit of a purple piece. I think it's this one. Yeah, and I'm not going to, you can distress them if you want. I'm really just getting rid of the white bits and then running my glue over them like that. So I just want to block up that bit over there. Right, get that down, and then I can stick this bit down. Okay, there we go. Now I will go and stitch around the edges. You know me and my stitching, I do like it as a bit of a feature. So if you're not going to do that, just make sure where necessary you use a better glue. But you know, there's nothing wrong with, I don't find the Uhu glue to be a bit of a problem. I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so I'm almost satisfied with that. I'll come back to that in a minute. I think I'm going to start with the other side now. And again, I will need to, luckily that's up there, not quite stuck down, so that's good. I've got this piece here and I am using it. You'll see where this piece comes from in a minute because I'm going to use it on the other side of this envelope. So I'm just going to stick that down like that. That's great. And then I think because this is on the fold line, I want to see, we live and learn when you make one beforehand. Just want to take my art glitter glue that really does stick down very well, and I'm just going to put that on there so when I do stick this down it's stuck. Okay, so this piece is going to go just underneath here. I'm just seeing which way I want it. That's pretty good. Just going to put this up against my window, so I'm going to just do that like that, and again put on some of this glue like that, and then we'll just, I'm going to move it up a bit like that. Yeah, and then I'm going to stick this down with the art glitter glue on so that oh, I think it dried too quickly there. Just lift it up again, or maybe I don't think I put any on because I only see it come out now. Right, so be quite thorough with the glue that's going along the fold line, I think, with a better glue, so that you know it's going to stick. And I'll tell you, you can't go wrong with that one. Okay, so there we have that side done so far. Now I'm going to stick this across the top here. Oh, the sun is shining. Oh, I'm so excited. It is still cold here, but the sun is shining, so we can't complain. Right, so there we have it. Now I just wanted to bring in a little bit of contrast. So I've got these two pieces here, just to bring in a little bit of difference and sort of go over these defined lines. So I'm going to just stick this one down over here, a bit of antique or vintage music paper that's nicely discolored. So I'm going to just stick that right over here like that. And I was going to stick this one sort of over there, and you don't see much of it, but we will put it on anyway, just to sort of balance out. Not that you would even possibly see this on the other side. Let's make it a little higher. Yeah, then we'll have it there. Okay, so there's that side done. All right, now move that out the way. What I want to do now is, we can do it now, we can do it later, but what I want to do is possibly just open up this envelope, and I do that purely because I'm going to stitch. If you don't want to stitch, you don't need to do this step, but what you do need to do is open up this side, because your card is going to go in there and the other one will go in there, which is great. So I am going to just take my ruler and my knife. You can use your scissors, and I'm going to just shear off a sliver there. Right, now I'm pretty happy with all of that. I'm just going to make sure this is nice and straight, and I'm going to just make that nice and straight. All right, okay. Right, so I've got a lovely straight edge there. It's open there, it's open there. And what I did was I opened this side, which I end up sewing. Now, if you aren't going to sew, don't open this side. All right, but I am. So it's not a problem for me. Right. Okay, so now we can open this completely, and you know I don't like that. So I just want to grab hold of, this is the paper I was using over there, which is from my porch prints as well. So I want to just get a piece and stick it behind there. So we're looking at about, doesn't matter because you're only going to see parts of this, so don't worry too much about the edges. Okay, so I've got this here. I think that should be all right, but let's just stick it the right way up. You won't see this other than when you take the tag out. So I'm going to move it over because I don't want it to go into the fold line. So hopefully I've got that in the right place. And just in case, wherever it's sticking up, I'm just going to use this art glitter glue just to make sure it doesn't lift. Right, like that. That's better. Okay, you don't want your tag catching on that. So now that's covered and gone. All right, so I'm happy with that. Right, now let's do the back bit. So we turn that over, and I've used a page, here it is, from my porch prints. Beautiful page. This again, it's from Among the Wildflowers. I love this kit, and I said to you I'd show you where this piece came from, and you can see it was from the top there. So I used a scrap from that. All right, so and this page here, this bit here, I thought I'd show you. One of my all-time favorite pages, also from Among the Wildflowers, is this one. All right, so beautiful. Right, so I need the one. So what we want to do now is we want to do the other side of this. Let me see, how did I place it? I think it was close to the top, so it was like this. Yeah, I didn't want all the stems, I wanted as many of the flowers as possible, so I sort of went quite close to the top like that. Yeah, I'm just checking what I did. It doesn't need to be exact, but you know, that's just me. Oh, sorry. Right, so just take your pencil and trace around the size that you need. Okay, and when you cut this out, you're going to cut it just on the inside of the line. Okay, so we've got our line there. I want my big scissors, my big ones. It makes life easy. And there we have it, cut to size. Perfect. Love that. Beautiful. Nice raspberry colours. Right. So we'll just put that onto the scrap pile there, which will be used, I'm sure. Great. And I did use bits of that to make the tags. So we're going to turn that around and make sure you've got it the right way up. So that's the way I want it. So I want to make sure you can see from my writing, I know it's the right way. And I'm going to then stick that down on there like that. All right, so let's just do that. Now I get to discoloring, listen to me, not discoloring, distressing, that's the word, afterwards. So I'm just going to put glue all over this. I'm just using the glue stick, use any glue you like. And now I can go and marry these up. Okay. Where's my little... Oh, what have I done with my bone folder? And I've got... Oh, there's one. Oh, I found them. Right. Alright, so this just makes everything sit really nicely. Okay. So there we go. Lovely. So we've covered our whole envelope. That didn't take too long. I'm loving that. Beautiful. I love how it goes from the sort of sepia to the colors. Beautiful. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go away and I'm going to just stitch around the edge here. And you don't have to do this. It's only if you choose to. And then I'm going to... this is the opening here, and my other opening is here. And what I'm going to do, because I know what I'm like, I'm taking two of these, just so I know, don't stitch there and don't stitch here. Okay, and then I'll have to, I just want to stitch across here before I go and close that piece, because that needs to be sealed. That's the other opening for the tag, and then I can go and stitch right across there. All right, so I will join you shortly. Okay, so here I am back, and as you can see, I've just done a bit of a stitch around that pocket before I sewed it together, and then I have stitched across there before I sewed it together, and then I've sewn there. So these two bits from there to there joined. I've got my opening over here, although I did stitch around here before I sewed together, and then I've stitched right around there. Okay, so you can see the same on the other side. All right, so we've got everything ready now, and now it's just a case of putting a few pieces together quickly. Right, so I want to fold this in half now. Keep that bit down rather than going the other way. Go this way. Grab the bone fold or something that you use, and I just want to get the halfway mark here like that. And it is getting a bit thick, but when I was doing this yesterday, I did just clip it down with a couple of these when I was finished, and it lies flat now today. All right, so we've got our center piece folded, so we know where the halfway marks are. All right, so what I want to do now is just finish up the decoration over here. So somewhere I have put, here it is, I've got just a little glassine bag and a couple of scraps. So this little glassine bag isn't very big, and this was gifted to me. It's 4 3/4 inches high and 2 3/4 wide, so that's 7 centimeters by about 12 centimeters, so 7 by 12, 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. All right, so that's what it is, but anything along this vicinity would work. Now this doesn't go on this side, it goes on this side, and we're going to put it over here. So what I did was I just took a couple of scraps, so from the other bits that I was using, and this is actually from Calico Collage, the book kit. So I've just torn these out my scrap pile really because they matched, and I'm going to stick these two on top of each other like that ever so quickly. So let's just do that here. I hope you guys are all taking good care of yourselves and keeping busy, staying healthy, and you know, having a good time. Hopefully the weather's not too bad. We're in the sort of mid-sea, in between the winter and summer, so for everybody, so hopefully it's not too hot or too cold, at least. Right, so I'm going to just now fold this over on the one side and stick it down. I'm going to do that first of all just on one side. All right, okay, so we've got this bit. It's going to be the back of the little thing, and I just want to straighten that up a bit, she says. Okay, so we want to just get that straight, and then I can now see where I need to fold the other side. I don't want to bend the bag, that's what I'm trying to avoid. Like that. So you won't see the back part of this, it doesn't quite meet up, but that's okay. We're making a right mess of this now. That's better. Right, let's just stick that down again. It was slightly skew and it was bugging me, so I just wanted to get that straight, and now I can stick the side down. Okay, that's better. Right, so we got the little opening at the back there like that, and then all I did was take some of my Avril yarn. Just taking one of these little threads, so they come with quite a few together, and I'm going to just take this one that's got like looks like little flags, little bits of bunting really. And this is great, I love using this. So I just want to do that. I'm going to just wind it. You can use anything that you have really, and I'm going to just wind this a few times around here like that, and then I'm going to just tie a bit of a bow. Alright, so you can see what I'm doing here. So this would work beautifully with linen thread, anything that you have really. So we're just going to put that underneath like that, and I'm going to try and attempt a bow on camera. Not my best thing to do, but there we go, that'll do the job. Just cut it off a little bit there and a little bit there, I think. Yeah, so we've got a bit of a bow there with some bits going down the side, so I'm happy with that. It's lovely delicate fibre to use in your projects. Right, so we're going to stick that down, so I'm going to use this glue to do that. Okay, and there we have it. There we go, easily done. Now again, you could make one of these out of greaseproof paper if you didn't have one. Not difficult. I do have a little template that I'm going to use for the pocket, and I'll show you what I mean, and I use that to make little bags sometimes as well. Alright, so that'll dry clear, so we don't need to worry there. And then all I needed to do was I've got my little thistle, which is on the digital kits. Oh, that's bugging me. I love thistles. And when I went to Scotland about a year ago, or more than a year now, it was absolutely stunning with the thistles. Right, so I'm going to stick this down here as well. Just trying to get it in the right position. I think I'll tuck it like that and just have it slightly angled because I don't want it to come into contact there. So I think we'll have it sort of like that. Okie doke, so I just didn't want to catch that on the end there, so I'm going to have to just put it a little bit further up, I think, like that. Tuck this bit underneath there, and I think that's sort of how I wanted it. Okay. So I'm quite happy with that. That's cool. Right, and then I just had a little butterfly that I cut out, one of these, and I'm going to just put this on because, you know, flowers gotta have butterflies. Yeah, so let's just stick that just over here. I think just mindful of the edge here, so I want to just bring that down before I stick it down. Right, so there we go. We've got that bit all done. All right, and that'll dry nice and clear. So we've sorted that. I'm leaving as beautiful as it is. I'm not messing with that there. Right, so now we want to go and tackle the front of this quickly. So I'm just making sure that I don't forget anything. Right, so what I wanted to do here was I wanted to just put a little bit of decoration on that side. So I'm using one of Teresa's beautiful die cuts that she sent me, and she sent me a wad, and I will be using them. Teresa, you're a darling. Thank you. The time that must have taken you is unbelievable. Thank you so much. So I'm loving this new die set from Tim Holtz. I will put the details for you in my Amazon favorites. And I've ordered one, so I'm waiting for it to get here. As soon as I have it, I'll show you. But once I had a look at all these beautiful dies that you have that I didn't have, I just had to have this. So exciting. Right, so I wanted this a little bit onto the window. So there we go. Beautiful, just so subtle, just like that. And then again, I had a bit of a Tracy Fox label, so one of these little square plain ones. We're just going to put that on like that, and that's sort of going to look like a pot plant at the bottom. Make it look like it's in a container. Not really, but it just does look like that, I thought. All right, and then I took out Bloom and Grow, which is from my typewriter, my old 1946 Remington. So I've got that as a digital, guys, and really love the vintage look that this gives. So I'm going to just stick that across there like that. Okay, so I'm loving that. Okay, oh, we're missing a butterfly. Right, so I've got another butterfly. This I got from Chapter 1, Shabby Purple kit, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Love that kit too. Right, so we're going to stick that down. Now I'm not putting any little pearls or anything on here because I'm trying to keep it as flat as possible. Right, so there's that side done. We're looking good. We've got one little bit to go now. That's this bit here. So I'm going to show you how I did that. We're going to use this fussy cut, this fussy cut flower, which I love the colors. It sort of brings in all the colors that we're going to use here. We'll use that. And then what I did was I'm going to use a little label like that and a little sentiment floral fantasy, which is from that same kit. So I'm just going to put those to the side quickly, and I just need to move this to the side quickly. So let's just see if I can stand that there. Now what I did was I took this sheet of paper, which is also from Botanical Florals, from the Pages side of things, and I used my template, which comes from Template 2s. It's a mini pocket. This one doesn't have a a flap at the top, but this is so easy, and I love using this for pockets. So it's just a case of put it on down on your paper, grab your pencil and run your pencil around the edges here, and I just love this, the quickest pocket you ever will make. So that's what I did there, and then just cut that out really quickly. And then all I did is just to fold these over. So right, so we can stick that down. We've got our little pocket there, and again over here. There we go. So there's our little pocket. Look at that. So you could use the same die, and I have used it before, to make yourself little bags like those little glassine bags I used earlier. Just flip this over. Once you've done it like that, flip it over and cut out another section, so you've got that like that as well. All right, so we've got our little pocket there, just like that. And I think I did put a little notch in here. Yes, I did. So again, same as I showed you before. Just going to take my little half circle punch, like that, and notch out one of these thumb marks, and then just put a little bit of glue in there, and I'm going to just stick that down while you hold that down so that it's perfectly positioned, and now you've got it covering the white area. There we go. Right, so there's that. Now what we wanted to do is, I wanted just to put a few bits on here. So I'm just going to take the scrap that I have just torn out. I wanted a bit of a darker bit, so I can just stick that down on there, and I'm going to stick it straight away, just like that. And then I think I had a bit of a more of a mauvey one on the other side, so just use the scraps that you do have. All right, so there's that one there, and then we'll just take that like that. So use all the scraps that you have just accumulated wherever you can. And of course, when you're making your tags, that's a great place to use them up as well. So I'm just putting 2 scraps, nothing fancy, just either side of the pocket like that. All right, so then I will just give that a bit of a distressing. Okay, now I'm going to end up putting that straight across there like that, but I'm going to sort of mold this into the page. So I'm going to stick this down just like this. So right, so there we go. I'm going to stick that right there. I'm quite happy with that. And now by putting this flower, and I do want to just cut off the bottom there, by sticking this flower across the pocket like that, wasn't that low, it was like this low, you sort of blending your pocket into the page, and it becomes almost like a hidden little pocket, and I quite like that idea. So that's what I did there. Don't be limited by the edges of things, guys. That's what my advice to you is today. You know, don't think, oh, I can only go to the edge of the page, the edge of the window, the edge of the pocket. Don't just go right over. You know, just think beyond the page, and you'll be amazed what you come up with. That's my tip for the day. Right, so I'm going to go straight across the page. There we go, right over. And now it looks like it's just part of it, you know, and I love that. Okay, then what I did was, and we're really close to the end now, again, just a little rectangular label from Tracy Fox's collections. Don't ask me which one it is, I have no idea. All right, so I'm going to just stick that there. And then again, floral fantasy, I like that one. So we're going to just, I want to make some more of these with quotes. Right, and then I'm going to just stick that again. I've gone right off the edge of the pocket, and why not? All right, so there we've got our little pocket there. Okay, I think I need to put the light on. It's looking a bit dark. Okay, so I hope that gives you a bit more clarity. Okay, all right, I think we're just about done. We're ready to decorate now, which is always the fun part. Okay, so I'm going to share with you what I did here quickly. First of all, for this pocket here, I've taken my handmade paper, which is really thick, 600 and something grams, and it's great and firm, a lovely ivory color. So I just use scraps and one of those fussy cut flowers from that kit that I like using, that I put in my store, and one of these little labels from Tracy Fox. So I just got two, I think 3 scraps. I've used some sari ribbon scrap that I had there and just some linen to tie a very flat as possible bow at the top. So that just slides into the front like that. Okay, on this side, what I did was I made these. Now these are pages from the botanical wildflowers. I have just, this was a full page. Let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about with a different one, but at least you get to see what I'm on about. So for example, you've got a page like that normally, and I put 2 of these to a page. So this is just a different one, so it pastes 2 to a page, and then when I cut that across, I fold it in half, and we end up with something like that. So you've got that, which is the 1 page, and you've got beautiful writing space on the end. All right, and all you have to do is fold the 2 together. All right, so you're just folding those 2. I didn't even just met the 2 sides up like that and glue it, and it was already a ready-made journal card. All right, so that's all I did there, and I've just stitched around it. All right, so that goes into this bit here. So really easy way to make journal cards. So that's going to just slide in over there like that. And then on this side, I took another one of these 2 pages, and I've just cut it to a tag shape here. And again, it's got some writing on the back with notes at the top there, and I didn't put anything in there because I'm trying to keep it quite flat. So that just slides into that pocket over there. All right, and then the very last thing is made another journal card. This one just has a tab on the side. You've got a beautiful place to write on the back there. Love that. And again, so easy to make those. All right, so don't be limited by just because it's a full page digital. You can make them small, big, do whatever you want. All right, just how you choose to print it. Okay, so there we have another one of these. So we've that's the front actually, so I need to just gently turn this over the other way and meet up the edges. I don't know why I turned it the wrong way. So we'll just line these up like that. This is where you go and put these thingies on, which are really great, like that. All right, and then just get your bone folder and flatten that out like that. All right, and you'll see now that will stay there. If you leave those clips on there overnight, it will end up being flat. Okay, so there we have it. Beautiful. Right, so I've got that one, and then this one, which I have clipped overnight. And these can then slide into your signature, can go in there, and some more of it there, and it's going to look gorgeous. It'll also make a great gift card for somebody as well. All right, so there we have it, 2 of those. Yeah, I'm just going to put the clips on this one. I'll put clips on both just to keep them flattened, and then in the morning they're lovely and flat. Okay guys, thank you so much. I hope that you've enjoyed this. Hope it wasn't too busy and too long. I hope it's not too long. We'll have to see. I've loved doing this one. I love these kits. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Go and put it into your envelope reference folder, and we're getting there. We've got 2 now. So I'm saying 2 with and showing you 4. 2 completed. Loads of fun, great reference, and great to use in your journals. Okay, everybody, have a wonderful weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing you again next week with another 2 videos for you. So take care of yourselves. And as always, thank you so much for your wonderful kindness and support. And I'll see you in the very next video. Bye-bye now.